It's definitely just snapping straight to the roof of the first one, though. Oh, okay. Internet is... Are we back in action? Let me refresh. Reload chat if I can. Oh, hello? Oh, are we here? We're back! Yay! Yes, there we go. I thought that was going to end it for us then, but it seems to have found its way back. And yes, thank you, Rimbot. We are now live, yes. God damn it. There you go, bonus first for the day. Well, that's probably killed things for Team Red. Oh, you got beads. You're picked at the post, look. That boy was saying, so yeah, I don't know if you saw it there, but yeah, I just tried again with the large hab, and they just built the first one, fine. Grabbed the second one, it snapped straight to the roof of the first one. So yeah, I don't know why that would be coming up orange. Do you think it stretches in? No, shiz, the internet died. That's why the stream just started up again. Just another using. Oh, wow, we all get these oddities and things. It's very interesting though. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if you could try building a separate base or something, maybe. See if it does the same thing in another area. And we've got a wave coming. Lovely. You had issues with structure pieces just being... I get them kind of not visually showing, like as I get further away. Like you can see the stuff spawning, almost spawning in and out the windows. And the doors kind of disappear a little bit. See, as I look down at the window, that half of the window shows a reflection where that one's kind of blocked it up. So there's a bit of weird visualness. The door seems to disappear sometimes. But I have heard of other people having more issues with buildings actually vanishing. I have had rail poles, well, not disappear once in use, but sometimes when I build one, it plays the animation, does the sound and everything, but then it just, you know, nothing appears. Oh, Team Red, yeah, Team Red, because Team Red's not very clever, so because it restarted, it picks up my default settings from Restream. For some stupid-ass reason. And I don't even have the chat anymore there. Joanne would have actually almost worked out well if that had have died, because that would have been a good time for us to wrap up on it anyway. Especially as we're kind of at a good pause in the game as well. I guess well, I guess, you know, it maybe as a prompt. And so we've hit a good point in the game. Internet died and killed the stream anyway, so... Only been 5 minutes. Yeah, forget just forget the other 7 hours that I've been here today already. But yes, no, despite what Twitch might be telling you, it has not been 5 minutes. I mean, I suppose we can... It has reset itself now. I need to... Oh, I do need to get Team Red Chat back. Well, I mean, we could do a bit more if we're vibing with it still, you know? Might just have to have an actual break, though, and get a stretch in if we're going to keep going. Because I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do next, because, well, we don't have anything else being worked on. You gotta go EPs? No worries. Hope you have good EPs. And as pointed, he's getting EP times for many as well. Yeah, well, Jam, I have a very interesting relationship with sleep. Is that the material I've already got? No, it's pressurized that I've got. You bet you can top it, or you might think so. I know, we got the parts we need for that, so we might as well. So yeah, we can do some more setting up and burn more materials on this one. Because as much as I'm really not fussed about getting that, or honestly the multi-rail 5, I'm just not gonna make use of it. The faster version 3 rails I want, the multi-storage I want, and the expandable storage I want, and also this is the only thing that has an available level that I can invest into at the moment. So yeah, we're hovering around mostly level 9, level 8, level 9 at the moment here. Yeah, all these others we're not even set up for yet, and this is also why we need to keep exploring the map, because there are blueprints out there for me still somewhere. Sucks if you pass out early. Imagine falling asleep at 6 AM and waking at 11 wide awake. Yeah, imagine waking up at 8:30 in the evening, half an hour late for your own stream, and then not being able to sleep again for probably until 2 or 3 AM, not the next day, but the day after that. Yeah, when my insomnia acts up, it is literally days without sleeping. Let alone a broken schedule. And on the odd occasion I do manage to get some proper sleep, it's normally through sheer exhaustion and completely passing out, so... Yes, it's good fun. But yeah, so we got a bit more setting up to do. We get the new parts cooking. You can see some of these high levels taking such insane quantities now. Now and us, if it works out for you, then great. We love that. Okay, but yeah, so let me get a stretch. Since stream crashes kind of forced us into a fresh new stream, it's gonna actually be bad for me if I Cancelixic treats it as a new one now, so yeah, let me go and reset my chat for Team Red so you guys aren't forgotten about as well. I'll get you back in the meantime. And then we'll come back and do a little bit more. Not sure how much, but we'll do a little bit. See how we get on with setting up this next bit of yeeting. So enjoy some fishing, guys, and I'll see you in a few. Right. Oh, welcome back, everyone. And it's hello, Captain. Yes, I can see you all in Team Red again now. So, we are going to look at hardening agent and electronics. So, pretty sure hardening agent, we already... Well, that's the one that we were doing last time, so that is going to be the high-ticket item again, I believe. So all we need to do, because I think I left that one plugged in. All we need to do is go and turn that one back on, and that will start cooking over at the Yeeters. Yes, thank you, Asari. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Captain. And you got your 100th Huggy Roundish. Yay! Yep, that's still connected, so we'll just let you carry on cooking, and hopefully... So yeah, this is all full now. So that is all good. Yeah, this is what I was saying with letting them back up and just kind of taking it on the chin. Because I'm not doing anything, this one's making super magnets, I think. So because I'm not doing anything with them, I don't need these two materials now. And this is actually why I'll split the materials for each one across two different receivers. So now this one can just keep working again. But I do need to go and empty the Yeeter. And then I need to have a look at the new things that we can do with the compound, see about unlocking more recipes and things. Because most of the stuff we need for upgrading now are things that, they're things that I can't make yet, so... So we're gonna have to do something about that. What's it not like under the platforms? It depends which platforms. Some of them, like the one that I was building at the earlier part of stream, are quite organised. 46 for the electronics, that could still be worth adding in. Yeah, some of them are a bit messier than others. Hello, Sonic! So a lot of these don't have anything, they're just pure foundations. The titanium factory, the first one I did up here, was a bit more experimental, and it's a really huge underfloor area because it's like in a valley. So that one is just complete spaghettified mess hidden by the floor, this one up here. This part of it out here isn't too bad. We got a little bit of crisscrossing going on. It's a little bit untidy. Spending too much time somewhere? Are you talking about some wonderful socials that belong to a wonderful Bleefots? All very good, roundish. But yeah, this bit under here, this is just kind of a mess. But if I come back here, it's just an underground spaghetti city look, but... Because this one was the very first experiment, so it was mostly figuring out building the high floor and things. But, I mean, if you were here earlier, when, hello, TBO. No, it's not that bad, is it? yeah, if you were here earlier when I built the one down in the new area where everything's all on that one tight floor, all neatly mapped out underneath it, that's kind of more what I've been doing in a couple of other places now. And thank you for the follow, TBO. Oh, grab some oxymorons. And yes, I know that's not their actual name. Yet you'll have to get used to it. I have silly nicknames for all the different things in game. But yeah, like this floor under here, you know, this is much more optimized now. Make use of the different heights, giving room for, hopefully room for future growth, etc. There's like the Midgar slums. Yeah, I guess you could say that. It's, well, it's not pretty and it's better off hidden, I know that. You said you thought this was Satisfactory. Well, they definitely have their similarities, for sure. Oh, and I love the red sky dawn after a rupture is cleared. So pretty. We're looking for electronics. Where did I leave my electronics? I can't remember where I put them. Is that them? Aha! Found them! So I think we'll do another temporary one, unless, these are all in use, I think. That one is being used, that one is being used, that one is also being used. Oh, wait, that's doing... So we're actually dispatching those to 2 places. Interesting. Well, that's 2 places close to each other. So, wait, if I... So these are going to the chemical area. If I could do a manual route from the chemical area to where they're being... Oh no, but they're being used in that mid area down here. No, never mind. No, we need to build a new one. Assuming I can. This particular umbrella is getting rather full. Oh, well, that's okay. Yeah, we've got room. Get off. So I think we'll just do a temporary one for now, because I don't... I don't really know where else I want to put one. I was trying to keep this as like my perimeter. Can I sneak you in under there? Huh. Okay, this could work. Kind of a neat little package there. We can, if we spin you around as well as literally a direct line straight in, then look. I think we can work with that. And then we just take you and we open. So you take electronics to the eaters. If they had a tool to manually designate a specific machine routing, you'd be so happy. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I can see the benefit for sure. Certainly coming from playing Satisfactory. You know, where you have literally utter control to the nth degree. I can totally see it, but, you know, at the same time, I do kind of get it as well with, you know, how that just wouldn't be feasible here. I mean, for one, you know, with things like multi-rails being broken and that right now, it's not gonna be very conducive for sure. I think a whole big part of it is where it can just, wait, pressurite, is that the one that I... Hold on, there was a helium thing or something for one of the others? Is it the pressurized? Or is it a new one? Hold on, let me have a look. No. 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 Oh, it's liquid helium, not pressurized. Okay. No, that's all good then. You can stay on those. And yet, even though it honestly doesn't really benefit, I think, from having all of the different yeeters working on it, it just makes me feel better having more. I feel like I'm doing more. Oh, maybe I have to go and make some more food as well by the looks of it. So yeah, let me, if multi-rails did work, yeah, I mean, they do sort of mostly kind of work right now. It's just, it's just that they don't really function as a multi-rail. They're just one fat rail, really. Yeah, I don't even know how much the drones account for, like, the shortest route or taking detours or congestion, or if it's literally just the shortest possible route at all times, you know? What am I doing? We're cooking, yes. And dropping off? Yeah, and dropping off. Yeah, random things I've scavenged but I can't use yet. Yeah, it is definitely an interesting concept, and funny saying about Satisfactory, I actually remember a modder came up with a mod that was able to somewhat do that for the I don't think it was for the drones, but for the, I think for the railway lines in that game. Because in vanilla they are kind of very unintuitive. Oh, way ahead than you. What sort of stage are you at, TBO, with your game? Oh, well, yeah, we'll make some water ones as well while we're here. Well, might as well make a big stack of them. I'm not using the materials elsewhere. Let's put all of you back. You and you and you away. There we go. Okay, let's go back down here and have a look. So, yep, so that is moving along. You've not done helium yet, but you're at the point where you need to, yeah? That was a good sleep, was it, Chethy? Well, good for you. Yes, we're doing well. Stream did crash a little while ago, so... since it recovered, we're just kind of keeping going a bit longer now than I normally would. We're at... Despite what it might say on Twitch, we are now at over 7.5 hours today. Again. Yeah, so that's why, yes, let's have a look at unlocking stuff. So we got... It's one thing, I'm not sure if this is a bug, but I think the down arrow appears on things when you have things in your inventory that they can use, but... These ones are already completed, so I don't quite get that, but... So we're missing, all I need is the blueprint for the turbine. Oh, we can actually use our super magnets and all the helium that I just dumped, we can put in there, so... Hunt, we're not going to be able to do yet, although we can get sub-materials in for those. And hello, Kill Crab? Crabble? Cable? Hello, Killer. Welcome in. And yes, time flies, Jam. Time really flies. Oh, you've not been on Twitch in a long time, hey? Well, welcome back then. Right, so yeah, so we can dump some materials into these, but we can't actually get anything new unlocked here. Pressurized helium and hardening agent, both of which we have. And that's the one that we need to do another upgrade, so that will be a pretty straightforward one, I think. One lot down here, glass, hardening agent. Oh, not seen that one yet. Tubes and liquid helium. Okay. Cool, yeah, there's quite a lot to do on this compounder, look. Getting some very fancy stuff now, look. Ion injectors, superconductors, nanofiber. I feel like I need to draw up a shopping list to go and grab all of this stuff. You to try logging in with another account? Yeah, no worries. What did I just... Oh, okay. Right, so, we'll get the helium back that I just dumped over the other side of the pond. Hardening agent if there is any, but it is being yeeted right now as well, so there might not be. We can do that. We can focus on that one, we can get a compounder up, but I don't think we're gonna have enough materials available just yet. Yeah, throwing stuff into research is like one of the only ways I've found to, It's a while since we picked these. Yeah, it's the only way I've found to kind of clear all of the random piles of junk items that you end up collecting, you know, and can't do stuff with. Here we go, glitchy shortcuts for the win. Right, 1, 2, 3. Not 3. We have spares. Okay, well that takes then. Let's go and see if there's hardening agents available. Like something else I was thinking a little while ago that I might look to try and do. So twice today now this base has got attacked because, you know, I've got a monolith right in the middle of it. And both times now they've actually spawned outside of the monolith cloud and managed to shut down the base. because my defenses can't see them then. Which is definitely a flaw in the setup that I've ended up with, for sure. But I'm actually just kind of thinking right now, what if... Because the reason that becomes so problematic is that it immediately shuts down the, all of the power for everything, like all the connected factories, everything everywhere, all runs from the same power grid, which is in the middle of that base. So I'm kind of thinking, what if I isolate the power grid away from everything else? I mean, away from the danger zones, you know? Kind of like we've got with the ammunition place up there. It's isolated. It stays as a low-level umbrella, you know? We could do the same for the power, maybe? And that way, when they manage to storm that part of the base again, it won't immediately shut down power for all the defenses, you know? At least that's the theory. I would put it down in the middle here as a nice central bit, but this area is going to get very full very quickly during all of these new fancy materials that we've unlocked. Right, well, we've got to start on these parts. It's not going to be enough to get an unlock, but that's fine. A start is still good. Ah, autosave stutters. Go. Be cheeky and go off-road. Yeah, ultimately, I would like to just go out exploring again, because, yeah, there's still things for us to find that we need as well. Let's have a look. It was this one, so done. Half done. Ah. Oh, we got space for you. Might as well drop you off. Yeah, this is one thing I do find a bit annoying. I wish there was a better way to do all this than ferrying pocketfuls of material backwards and forwards from different places. I know I can build these stations at all the other locations, you know, but you know, it'd still be nice if you could just call from available inventory here or something, you know? I think so anyway. Also, relaxing Japan. Hello, thank you for the follow. Okay, so that's done. A piece of fruit. So if we were to look at moving our power grid, it's not very big, but it does have an extortionate cost for the overheating on the umbrellas. So, I mean, you know, maybe it could reduce that load and actually make the base less of a target, possibly. Even with the nuzzles. Thank you, Sonic. Yeah, so I've got a bunch of these that are built, or a couple of them that are built somewhere else. I think I built them up at the ammo factory, actually. So yeah, we're currently well within our capacity. So I could actually technically just ditch 2 of these as it is. So I think the build cost on the cooling is 250. A standard umbrella holds 1,000, so in theory I could put 4 of these off on their own somewhere. Just need to find a good spot for them. I mean, if it's a big solar array, feels like, you know, it's got to be up in the mountains, right? high up in the sky. I thought that might have been you, Crab. Thought you had another account, turns out it's just this one. Oh, so you changed your name now to the... So it's still gonna be Killer Crab, yeah? I'm not really sure if I can build this far back. Also, where are the border? Oh yeah, look, we're still right within the border of the other base. So we'd have to come out of that one. I could go up here somewhere. If I could try and build something like right on top of that ridge, that could be pretty cool. Maybe. It's actually overlooking the entrance to the world engine there as well. So yeah, there's a possibility then, and yeah, we don't appear to be overlapping the restricted zone. That's... Oh no, this up there, sorry, the world engine, not here. I take it back. So yeah, so we could... like maybe up in this corner, in this ridge. So as long as... I don't think it matters that the umbrellas overlap, as long as the solar panels are only under this umbrella and not that one. Then that should reduce the... yeah, because you see that one's at 825, because there's a lot going on there. And it does include 2, maybe 1.5 umbrella of solar panels. If I can get 4 of them up here, that should keep them nicely isolated, right? At least, I think. I kind of like the idea of having a line of them along that ridge. Alright, let's see if we can get up there. We'll worry about making a pretty path afterwards. So yes, time for more glitch gliding. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. So... Oh, Christ, it's that place. Oh, I don't like that place. But we should be okay, though? Think? Yes, that permanent blue cloud right there. Maybe I should try and go. The trouble is because we like we're like behind the mountain from the sun. Like, yeah, that was backing away, and that was just viewing it with the drone as well. So even then it's just like, nope, 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 we're not doing that. Oh, is this, in your opinion, is this better than Satisfactory? Yes and no. They're fundamentally different games that offer a very different experience. Ultimately, there are many things that I love about Satisfactory more than this, and there is plenty that I love in this that is better than Satisfactory. They both have their strengths, and yes, I know it's the stream title. It's kind of been a thing as soon as this game appeared on everyone's radar. This game was always destined, or possibly doomed, depending how you look at it, to be compared with Satisfactory. I know Satisfactory was a big, a big inspiration in this game. In its conception and development, you know, so I guess, yeah, of course there is similarity. Yeah. Is this the new Satisfactory? No. Is it better than Satisfactory? Well, subjective. Depends what you enjoy. I know, considering how my game moods can shift for what I fancy, I still see plenty of appeal in both games. But Satisfactory lets me do some very... I love doing sandbox building in Satisfactory. And I do like working out to the nth degree all of the crazy big automation programs I have there. You know, this is much more focused on the balance of the automation is a tool and you're still out to survive at the end of the day. We've got more... So this is just a much more rounded experience, I would say. You know, a good bit of adventuring and big old dungeon delves and stuff, you know, and yeah, there's more to come with as the story unfolds here. And that's a side of things that you just don't really have with Satisfactory. I mean, yes, on the flip side, you do have a kind of story there that reaches something of a closure point if you get far enough, but also not really, just kind of leads more, leaves you with more questions than answers as well. It's kind of one of those. Where's our border? Right, there's our border for that one. Okay, so what if we go up here? And we put them over here? Oh, wait, no. Wait, what? Where's... Come on, there's got to be a border for that. There you are. Time for you to go inside an oven? Yeah, sounds ominous indeed. The game needs a disassembler. Oh, yeah, something... If we had a disassembler, that would be great, so we could actually just... kind of head back to, you know, all the excess crap we end up with in our pockets. That could, that could be really good, actually. Speaking of disassemblers, I'll tell you one game... over the bridge. I kind of like this being a remote bridge, though. We can't go inside another area. You could put it in the valley. Warning, low-flying umbrellas. Yeah, so rupture time then for TB Oak. And broken tracking time for me. I swear I'm sitting up straight. Yeah, no, we're not going to put it under there. I guess it does kind of work there. It's just whether I want the big umbrella. It wouldn't be so bad if I could have it up here by the walkway. That would kind of work, but it's... I think it's too... It won't let me build it there because it's within the border for that one. So we'd have to come out here somewhere. I don't want to disturb my, my Zen sanctuary. But I guess... Well, I guess we could kind of go back here somewhere. Something like that, maybe? I don't know, still too close, I think. Still too close to the Zen Palace. Up in the mountains there would be good, but to do that, I'm gonna have to upgrade that base because it will fall under that one, and the whole point is to isolate the power grid in a discrete base that the bugs won't attack. So I was. So when it comes to, I was saying ultimately they are fundamentally different games. They both have their strengths and they both have their weaknesses against each other. And ultimately I still see myself playing both on the regular. Because they give equally different and distinct game experiences, you know? Okay, so your border is there, yours is up there. Wait, there's yours, so there's literally a little spot here, look. But in theory, if I build an umbrella where the only unique space is this little strip of land here, look, I could actually place a bunch of, although, no, it probably will end up overheating, won't it? 'Cause it will share what it picks up from the others. Oh. See if that won't work. So do we go all the way to the south? So we can kind of go up here, and apparently there's a dead... Oh, that's in it. That's in a cave again. Does that mean I've not been to that cave? Slacking. Oh, we could even come around to the front of the mountain here, because that will be a lot more scope, but the further we go, the further we've got to run a route to connect it in as well. No, well, I think, I mean, it's a very natural comparison because of the similarities. But I think it's also a very unfair one because they're both so different as well. So I think that's why I think the best I can say is that they both stand up on their own merits. There is no one is better or worse than the other. It is just a different game experience. And like, depending what you know, if you're a Satisfactory player, depending what exactly you enjoy about that game, you may or may not like the way this is different to it. You know, because I mean, I've got friends who like just exploring the map in Satisfactory, but they cannot wrap their heads around the automation stuff at all. It overwhelms, understandably. And so they really vibe with this game because the automation is a lot simpler to pick up on for someone who's not familiar with this stuff, you know? But then, like, I really like my sandbox building in Satisfactory and using it as a big playground like we were talking about earlier in stream. And this doesn't have that kind of potential yet. Maybe it will. Maybe the mods will bring it, who knows? Then what to do? Actually, that could be an idea. There's the helium there that we used originally on the top of that little valley. That's like on a raised ridge, and we have got mining operations here, so we're very close to linking in there. Let's go and have a look at that. Literally just kind of over there somewhere. That could be a viable spot that's out the way. But still close enough that we can connect it. But not so close that we might end up overlapping it. Oh, now that was close. Yeah, so what about you, Crab? Is it I assume with the interest in the Satisfactory comparison, is that a game that you really enjoy? Is there anything particular about it? Or is there anything particular that piques your interest in this that you may be on the fence with? Yes, this could be good. Let's have a look. I have a core here, so we got nothing that way, nothing that way. But where is the border of that one? Come on. Yeah, right, there you are. So this would have to go quite a ways back. Possibly further than my drone can reach. So if you were back there... Right, that avoids the overlap. It's also a very obscure placement. I think up here would be too close. Yeah, because we need every single point of available capacity in this. If that counts those dispatchers, it will not work, but in theory, that's actually not a bad placement for it. Maybe we can tweak it over. Don't like the overhang though. I can be unnecessarily fussy sometimes. Let's do a buried one. So there we go, perfect. We're at 0 of 1,000. That is exactly what I wanted to be. You're not really. You've played Satisfactory and love it, but you have still to play this. You always enjoyed first-person factory and automation with the open world more than the top-downs. Well, I mean, it certainly is all of those things. Yeah, no, Kestra, I'm not looking for the mining nodes. I'm setting up an isolated area to move my power grid to. So I'm not here for mining operations. In fact, there's the core amplifiers as well. There's a new one of those that I can unlock that could let me expand it without upgrading the core. But yeah, now what we are here for is to build a bunch of these in a nice, suitable, very sunny locale. You see, because this baseline, because the border of this base doesn't overlap anything else, I've got the full 1,000 capacity of this single umbrella, which will allow me to place 4 of these. Plus I've got 2 already, so that will be enough for my power grid for now. Hopefully. And I can never tell which way round these go. I think it's that way. In fact, I'm pretty sure these things just snap to whatever alignments they need to go at to face the sun anyway, to be honest. Okay, that seems like a good height, so what we're gonna do, we'll do 1. And 2. the 3 and 4. There we go, just a little staggering down the cliff, almost kind of making it look like we know what we're doing and doing it with a purpose. Yeah, so yeah, just keep in mind as well that, you know, this game is like, we're literally barely a week into early access for this. Yeah, I think this game's got honestly, I think it's got a solid future ahead of it. And yeah, I can see it carving out its own independent presence away from Satisfactory, you know? So let's just fill that floor in a little bit just for the sake of it. It'll even be good and put some fences, make it look like the whole thing's intentional. See, that's 4 of those. Capacity of the umbrella. Oh. Can I be cheeky and finish? Back anyway, but I don't like being interrupted. Just need a couple more. And of course, because we've gone to full capacity, I can't even drop a shelter here, so we gotta trees it. Yeah, running, running, running. Oh. No, don't fall down the hole. God, that would be the worst. Okay, now to wait out the storm. We haven't got anything, I think, that we can do more with. Oh, we got a few materials, a few plants. Can we invest those while we're waiting? Nope. Oh, you've got an arrow. Yeah, all this time, I've still barely got any of the food recipes unlocked, just from the sheer quantities that are needed. Going to a flashbang warning. Big bada boom. Great time for a paused autosave game. Good job. See, now it's exactly for this reason why I'm using my dynamic lighting for my model today. Because going from the everyday, the normal, natural colour palette to the explosions here, to the dark, dim after explosion, it's very much a dynamic game with its lighting, so I thought it was a fun one to play with for this. But yeah, so the theory is in doing this bit I'm doing now, because at the moment, the main power grid for all of the factory, like all of the interconnected facilities, the whole lot, is all run from one central power grid. And that power grid is right next to It's right there in the heart of the factory that keeps getting attacked because I had a monolith in the middle of the factory and because I didn't know what monoliths did when I started. And so because they keep cheating and spawning away from the monolith, they keep overrunning the base very easily. And when they do, it takes out the power for the entire facility. So the theory is, by isolating the power grid out here in the distance, not only does it reduce the load and therefore the interest to the bugs for the core facility, in theory, I have no idea if how overloaded it is makes a difference or not, but but it still lowers the capacity used in the core facility, and it also means that the core power grid is isolated in a non-threatening umbrella, because it's just a basic one, not upgraded at all, so this umbrella does not attract the bugs. And the power grid is completely isolated here. I just need to plug it all in somehow now. I guess we could just use a cheeky rail. Use a rail as a power line, you know? Should we just take that from the corner there? Oh, even if it is rough and ready, I've still got to try and be neat and tidy. So let's make sure we get you in a nice straight line. How far can we go? Let's drop you. Really? Not there? Fine. This will go there. Bring you up nice and level. So yeah, I have no idea actually if it is gonna work as I hope or not, but damn it. Keep getting wrong buttons. Yeah, I'm hoping that by doing this, it means that when that base gets attacked in the future, it will hopefully just be a bit more kind of survivable, you know? So if we put you there, and drop you right down, and then we'll just drop one more of you over here somewhere, link you into the floor, level you out, and now we should have this power supply connected down to the whole grid. And we'll find out, because all the other factories are connected to each other. But, yeah, it was like 7,000, so, yep, that has done the trick nicely. So now I can get rid of the solar panels inside the main facility. I'm missing a floor piece. Yes, even the floor pieces that are 90% buried, they still count, they trigger as well. Welcome to my OCD life. I'm sure at some point, because I have got a good stock of quartz, I should really build more teleporters around my base. Because, well, you're definitely getting our steps in. Right, hold on, we post-rupture and there was a cave up in this corner, as I recall, that we've never gone to. Because there's still a dead body in there, so... Before we even do this, I want to go and see that cave. There you are. And... Boop. Yes, that's what we want, because as far as I can tell, so far the caves don't seem to respawn at all. So they're all like one-time things, which makes gathering any of these plants or the quartz, you know, basically means there's actually an incredibly finite supply of them on the map. There, that ticks another box, so yay for that. Now, if I get rid of all of you, for one, that is going to drastically reduce the load on our central base here. Yep, there we go. Beautiful. Oh. Oh, sorry, I'm not falling asleep. My battery is dying for tracking is all. Okay, this one's glowing. We might be getting attacked here again soon. Well, I guess that will test the theory for me, won't it, if we do? Because yeah, for those who weren't here earlier, what happens, normally, when they spawn in here, they spawn in by the monolith, and the turrets can handle them. But like the last couple of times though, I mean the last time, Christ, they literally... The whole swarm popped out of the ground right here. Literally at the foot of the tower that they were here to attack. So I had no chance. But the problem is they gunk up the tower, which shuts down everything within that core. And that was including all of the solar panels. And of course, with all the solar panels going off, all of the turrets go off, which means I've got no means left to fend them off. So yeah, that's why we're isolating the power grid over all the way out there, out of sight, out of mind. Because, well, because I'm not sure if this core gets gunked again, will the turrets shut down? Or will they keep working, assuming they have power from outside of the core? If they do, great. If they don't, well, if nothing else, it means that I can keep the rest of the facility powered, like my home base down there behind the trees, for example, and the teleporter with it and stuff like that. So it's at a bare minimum, I think it is beneficial, and if we're lucky, it could be very, very helpful as well. But not to the point that you could call it cheesy or exploity or anything. I don't think, anyway. Yeah, if the core gets gunked, think everything in it shuts down. Yeah, I know it typically does, but what I'm not sure is if there's a connected power source that can maintain grid power from outside of that core. Because then, if that's the case, the power source, the generators, aren't within the core, so they don't get shut down. And there might at least be a window for the infection to spread. Because you know you have the infection cloud on the core, and that shuts it down. But like, you also get the direct infection on individual machines, and they will stop working when they have that. Like within the cloud, but not all of them get that either. So as I say, it might still shut down the turrets, and if it does, that's fine, because we still have the benefit of the rest of the facilities outside of this particular core being left alone from it then. At least, like I said, that's the theory. I want to have a look, make sure we're making progress. Slowly but surely. Oh wow, we're nearly halfway already, look at that. Okay, we'll take that. Thank you very much. So what are we... So no, we got the compounder now, and everything on that is new. And hold on, let me just have a look. Oh. I literally just want to make sure I've got something building everything this can build. No, I haven't. I'm not making batteries yet. That uses acid inductors. Oh, where the hell did I make my inductors? And electronics. I think this is one for us to add to the central area here. Because we're primed to keep routing the sulfur acid all the way up here. That's why this whole path was... Well, okay, no, the path was built to run the ammunition for turrets, but it was given capacity to carry other things like the sulfur. So let's have a look. So there's electronics. Oh, and there's inductors. Look at that. 2 parts right next to each other, right on the edge of base. Oh, that is just beautiful. And our 3rd part comes in right under here as well. Right. I think that's a go for setting that one up there. So you need to go all the way down here. Oh, I actually took the yeah, I took it off there completely. What I really need is for that to be a spur. Although, hold on a minute. That I've already got a spare loop. See, I planned ahead for a return thing on it, which I need to get up to there. How can we do that and be neat and tidy? Came out here. Actually, I could leap it back straight back out and into there, look. That could work. So, I'll get rid of that one. And don't think we need to do one there. We just do one of them. And then... No! Oh, you git. So I'm trying to avoid having it come directly out of the corner, because I want pillars. I want to make sure I get a pillar on the corner. So I'm trying to avoid it. I know I could just literally come straight off there, but... sometimes we have to be unnecessarily awkward because that's just the way I am. Oh, I've noticed as well that there seems to be... Oh, don't give me that not stable crap. But the other one was stable. What? Okay, no, I'll take it back. No, it wasn't. Fine. You have noticed that, like, whether you build from... Will that come out and over? Yeah, whether you build from, like just placing a post and then connecting a rail to it, or, you know, dragging a rail and generating the post, it actually changes slightly the heights that they seem to work at, you know? I don't know why, but that seems to be the case. Actually, I wonder, what if I do a cheeky one down there? If I do that... Now, can I transform you into one of those? Oh, you git. Nope, it's not having it. Sometimes you can get away with these silly things. Bloody typical, though. Why is it always one off from where I want it to go? It's so mean. What if we came out here instead and just did a little loop-de-loop? I could maybe work. But yeah, I'll give you an example. I don't know if any of you picked up on this. I don't know if any of you really care. But if I drag a rail and once it's finished auto-saving, yeah, if I drag a rail and scroll the post all the way down to its base, see, it turns red and I can't place it like that. I have to bring it up one. But if I just hit the post first, scroll it all the way down, then it will go perfectly to ground level. Very weird. Really, you won't do that either? You git. Alright, I guess I can bring it up there, but that's not gonna... It's not quite as pretty. And yes, being pretty matters. Guess we could have it kind of wedged a bit there? No, we may as well have it there. Okay, fine. I have a stupid gap in my stupid fence. Yep, there we go. So that will keep everything flowing nicely. Right, so now let's take you all the way. Yes, you heard right, chat. We are going all the way. Let's do this from underneath so I'm not walking on the bits that I'm trying to build. Yeah, I have to admit, I do love the bendy rail system we have in this game. Oh, it's weird. I love the order of like the almost grid style conveyors from Satisfactory, but honestly, having these fluid lines forming like organic clean curves and everything, there's something really, really nice about that as well. Right, so that brings the sulfur ready up to here. The other two parts we need are here and here. So we're about ready to start building, but I need to do another quick little stretchy break. Sorry, it's been a long day. It's been a long stream. Look at that, I got 8.5 hours. Wow. Endurance stream, let's go. I'm kidding. No, we're not doing that. No, my tracking might last that much longer anyway, so, yeah, no, quick little stretch again, guys. I'll be as quick as I can, and we'll come back and see if we can get this up and running. after some fish. welcome back, everyone. So, we're doing a thing, aren't we? Yes. So all the things we want are there, and they're probably going to come down this way. So if we put this on the end here, yeah, so we can see this slowly spreading out as we discover more things that are best built in this facility. Also, I don't think I need that overflow anymore because those materials are not being overused. So we'll get rid of that as well because that's an eyesore. How far do we need to go? And then just to there. Yes, thank you, Asari. Thank you, Reggie. Thank you, Chethy. And yes, we're definitely going much longer than usual today. Honestly, I wouldn't have gone so long today. But after the internet died and we managed to get back, we kind of feel obliged at that point to keep something going, to make it a suitable length stream. Otherwise, Twitch can get a little bit weird about things, and yeah, I struggle enough as it is, so don't really want to upset the apple cart if it can be avoided, you know. So yeah, so we might maybe going a bit longer, just to make sure we get a worthwhile kind of duration stream, so that Twitch doesn't think I've suddenly rage quit and retired forever from streaming or anything stupid like that. So, let's have a look. If we take you from there, can we? Oh, yes. That works out rather nicely. Look at that. Once it finishes thinking about it. Yes, in a big congested base like this, it does not really like it when you just straight up replace an existing floor slab with a pylon. It has to think a bit too hard then, you know. Does make me laugh how it will replace the floor slabs, but not if there's a handrail. A handrail is an obstruction. Go figure, right? Yes, too much thonk indeed. And that one can just go straight in there. Beautiful. And we are yeeting the electronics. I might cut them off. Although we don't need them yet for this, so they are just being extras at both. So now I think we can just keep splitting them. But so now all we gotta do is take this here and get it up to there, but we want to go through the floor, I think. So let's see, there should be room to maneuver in here still. But this is where it starts getting a little bit interesting. Trying to weave our way through everything. Because yeah, there's already something going high up there. So I think I'm going to have to come out the way. Stupid random pillar. I think I need to cut a hole for where I want to come out. So if this were to come out, I think here? Does that work? Or does that need to be lower? I try and map things so that I can bring these over the top, and no, that does not work, so let's drop you down one. That way I just had it. Forget so easily. Oh wait, it's not building them. Oh, no, that is right. Hold on. Yes, there we go. So we can see that if I build them over there now, that has a healthy clearance for the drones, kind of. Definitely a functional one. But they can functionally align and still be kind of glitchy. Like they'll clip. Okay, that's tight, but yeah, there is room there, I believe. So we're gonna want, no, one of you in there, like so. And hopefully that, yes, that will link there. It's a shame it has to drop down one. Actually, we could drop it down before it comes out the floor. A little bit more tidy. So, get up to that level there. If I get rid of these for a minute. Yes, this is why I don't like deleting floor panels in here now, because it doesn't like doing it. So we are there, and we are going out there. That one needs to stay. That we can cut through there. Okay, right, we have a route. So let's now grab you, and you can go there. Somehow. Wait, what? Well, that's new. So if it's locked in place, right? You know, I'm not moving the item around at all. If I look at it there, it will place it. If I look at it there, it won't. What? Well, that's new. Either way, it's not very pretty. So I think we're gonna have to stagger it. So I put you there. So then if I get rid of this one... And yes, it is very attached to all the floor pieces, but I'm very attached to doing what I want to do, so... And unfortunately, we're not yet in the age where games will just play themselves. Oh, I have heard, was it Poopy Slot recently? Made some grandiose claims about that, or I'm sure it was one of the big idiot giant corpo lots. Had something recently about, yeah, the games will play themselves and will charge you by the hour for the privilege of having them do so, you know? Or some utter ridiculousness. Sorry, I'm just trying to tidy this up a little bit as best as I can. yes, even hidden underground areas still get tidied up. That is going to be too tight, so let's not have them all the way there. Shame, because I would have tied him. That ties in very nicely, but if it won't fit, then it won't fit. But that will barely fit either. Let's bring you out like that. And then another stagger there. And yet just, yeah, it just closes out the detail a little bit, you know. So even though it's nothing, you still see the innards from outside. So, you know, if it's filled in a bit like that, as best as you can at least, it at least looks a bit more intentional and it's not just cable spaghetti laid loose on the ground, you know? Right, there we go, and fill you in across there. Perfect. Oh no, wait, I'm using pillars. We don't want pillars. I mean, this is pretty much a given that this is going to come back to here, so let's get rid of all of these. And build the floor out a little bit. So, pillar, oh, in fact, yeah, all of this age are going to be pillars. What am I thinking? Oh, gods, really? Okay, well, time to find out if moving the power grid saves things or not. Where the hell is... Oh no, I lost my machine gun! Oh, but they have actually behaved this time, though. Look at that. I forgot when I did that. When I respawned, you lose the extra weapons. Well, at least they were nice enough to spawn inside the area that we have all the turrets watching. And yes, great time to pause for an autosave game. Very, atmospheric. Can I get on top of you? I can. I'll do my part here. See, this is how it is supposed to go. I don't like being in the fog there. Can we, get those vantage points up here? They're going for it. Oh, we got some runaways. Quick! No, get out the way, belt. That's right, the turrets are all over it, look. And just like that, the core is secured. Apparently. Oh, there we go, all done. And that's with them even taking out 2 of the turrets as well. See, that is how this is meant to work. See, much more civilized when they're considerate enough to spawn in where they're supposed to. Well, I'm glad we kept going now, because at least now you guys got to see that my setup here with the 4 turrets watching over the spawn points does in fact work. It just needs them to be considerate enough to spawn in where they're supposed to. No, I think I'll do enough to upset him with my attempts at breaking the game as it is. Okay, do we go there or do we go out to here? Yeah, let's bring it to there. Yeah, see, when it works like that, you know, when that happens, it is worth every bit of effort that was made to run, you know, all of this. Look, all of this walkway all around down there, down to where the sulfur is in the distance. Having all of this built to run all the ammunition and have all of the auto turrets and everything looking over it. It does work, you know, so... And I think there is still validity in the idea of building just little isolated umbrellas like we did for the power generators. But doing so around, you know, basically everywhere there's a monolith. Just build a mini facility that can kind of make its own ammunition and feed turrets, and literally anywhere they spawn in on the map like that, they just then get absolutely annihilated. I know it ultimately wouldn't help, and they would bypass it, and they would spawn outside the areas and then kill them, you know, but I still know it's a fun idea, I think. Right, so let's turn you to making wait, where are they? Is it not a furnace? I thought it was a furnace. Was it a... God damn it, it was a mega press that we needed. Oh. Bugger. Yeah, just spawn camp them absolutely and utterly. I mean, honestly, because, I mean, that's an inevitable thing with, you know, games like this. Oh, and now we're offline with everything. Oh. Well, crap. Yeah, it's an inevitable thing with any game like this. You reach a point where you've progressed everything there is to progress. You've explored everywhere there is to explore. And so then, you know, you get to a point where it's like, well, what else is there to do? You know, what else can I do in the game? You know, Satisfactory gives us that endless playground of building. But I get the impression that's not something that these guys are really keen to focus on. Or at least they haven't in the past. Because remember, Creepy Draw, they're the folks behind Green Hell. And as I understand it, there wasn't much in the way of, like, decorating and things in that. I haven't got to play in it yet, so I don't know. But, yeah, that's my understanding. It's just not really their thing. So if you haven't got the big endless playground of building, then what else do, you know? Ask her to come one over. In fact, I wonder if I use one of these, that might let things line up a bit better. But kind of. Not quite, but close. Gain control of the entire map, yeah, you know, and just building a whole bunch of mini factories to... Oh, yeah, swine. To, like, manage to spawn camp all the bugs, you know? I think it's just a fun, silly mini project to try and do, you know? Right, hold on. Before we do any more, let me make sure it definitely is this machine. Yes, there we go. Batteries. 1, 2, 3. That's the part we needed. Also, we need food and drink again. So let's have some munchies. Right, so that's that, that's that. Let's fill in the void a little bit. Also, it would help if we plug in the other things that we're using. No, get off! I'm not plugging the camera back. Ah, the amount of times I end up doing that here, it's not even funny. I'm flying the drone around and it latches back onto the character. Green hell is tough, I have heard this, yes. Yeah, I've not played it myself though yet. I said I've got it. Honestly, after getting involved with the Creepy Draw team on this, and that came onto my radar, I thought, oh yeah, I've got to check that out. So I do have the game. Oh, get off! Stop latching back on, bloody camera. There we go. That's quite nicely tied in now, I think. It's not too messy either. But of course we've got butchered lines, so it's not going to pull anything until we do the thing and we reload. And should we do the bigger depot? No, I don't know if we're going to need it or not. Let's do one of those a bit further away. Oh, interesting. It's pulling the... Why is it pulling that material but not the others? Or is it already... Oh, no, it's pulling the inductors. The electronics... Oh, they're all still being pulled through to the other thing. Okay, so I think once this finishes pulling its current stack... Because, yeah, this is probably reserved to the next 100 to come out from here. So it won't fill this one up for us yet, but no, that's all good. Actually, do we want this? No, I'll tell you what, if we build this lower down, although that is going to be a little bit messy, but... That's not the one I wanted. I want that one. Yeah, if we try and keep to the floor level that's here. Make this kind of the start of a new lower section, because we are going downhill a little bit here. And you can then just go on a little bit more of a dip. There we are. And let's set you to do batteries. And then, of course, the incredibly necessary finishing touch. Right, and that right there, ladies and gentle cubs, is how we expand our base with minimal spaghettification. Sometimes it works out really good that the things you need to use in the next stage of build are quite handily placed. Because this is the problem, this later game stuff I don't know enough of to kind of plan it all ahead. Like the early game stuff, when you're working with more of the raw materials and the ingots and things, those then I can kind of look up and plan out how many machines I want, how many ore extractors are working, you know, and get enough into the system. And honestly, considering that a lot of this later stuff is kind of limited time use, I'm honestly good with that. Because, you know, there's not really anything that we need to make you know, there's nothing that keeps the place going indefinitely. So it's like if we look around now, you know, most of these machines aren't doing anything. They're just waiting for instructions all the time. So, you know, with that being the case for so much of it, I don't think it's has the same value in, you know, in like planning out the whole production line start to end with X number of machines to make sure everything's at 100% capacity, you know? Because at the end of the day, it's never going to pull all of that through constantly. So if it's not going to pull it all, why build for it, you know? So most of this later stuff, there are a couple of exceptions, like I think I think it's the ceramics, wherever the hell they are. I think I've got like, but even then I've got one machine, but I've just got extra buffers to hold additional buffer stock, shockingly. Yeah, because you're not endlessly making all the stuff only when it's needed, and because every product and every stage has got a buffer storage as well, what tends to happen is when I set up a new product, everything will go a little bit crazy for a while because it pulls everything even all the way back to the beginning and the raw materials. So everything will kind of light up. There might be bits of congestion for a while, but yeah, once it's done its initial flurry and builds up its buffers, well, that's kind of it, and the dust settles, you know. Calcium powder does get used a lot, yes. You build things on the side and sometimes move products manually. Yeah, I don't do manually helping the machines, eh? They can look after themselves, and if things get congested, well, you know, they work themselves out while I'm out exploring, so it's kind of, yeah, okay, whatever. It'll get there in the end. But yeah, calcium powder, yeah, that is another one that I've got doubled up. Look. So I've actually got 2 lots of those being produced. Calcium powder and ceramics. In fact, ceramics, I've even built up the, I've given ceramics the extra large storage now as well, because we use thousands of those in the core upgrades as well. Yeah, so that's making batteries now. Did we have anything in the tech tree for the corporations to unlock that requires batteries? I suspect probably so, because that tends to be the case when you unlock a new material. There's typically a one-time use minimum as a corporate shipping material. So look, liquid helium, turbines, electromagnets, lenses, so no, not yet, at least. I don't know, can I see the later level requirements yet? No, it does seem to be buggy with showing it, like it shows. I know liquid helium is the level 10. It won't be the level 11 here, but honestly, I mean, you know, just some random lems, I don't... That's good, that is going to be a real burning it for the sake of burning it. There's no priority on those. There was a thing called stackable storage? Stackable? Giving the expandable storage. And I'll say yes, good night to you, Asari. Have good EPs. So the assembler, that's going to be a big one for us. That makes a lot of core components from the looks of it. So that's going to be a big move, and that needs the turbines. You think that's one? Well, personally, I mean, I I am really hyped to get the expandable storage, because that way you can build a simple one. It's the same as the level 2 one with 1600 slots. But then, you know, if you suddenly then find that, you know, you add a later material and it puts increased demand, well, you can just push more power to that particular storage block and it will grow bigger. So, without you having to rearrange half your infrastructure to fit more silos in or anything like that, you know. So yeah, I think that and the multi-item one are going to be really, really useful. They're not going to be like everyday uses, I don't think, but definitely very, very useful, I think. And I've already got planned uses for them in some cases. Yeah, what have we got here? So nothing really of interest there either. So that's 2 out of 5 corps already that we don't really have any drive to unlock. I mean, 100 wall bonds and a couple of limbs. I mean, yeah, sure, they'd be nice and all, but nothing to really aid the progress or anything on those. This one gives us 1 machine that is another 8 new items that we're gonna need to make at some point. So that is huge by comparison. Again, we just got some random limbs on that, so that one's no use to us now. The core amplifiers, now I didn't think I initially saw much value on these, but, you know, thinking now about my isolated power grid, well, they cost 250 each, so if I unlock these, if I can then build a core amplifier and add another, the solar panel to that isolated power farm, that could actually be really useful. And obviously we've got the wind turbines, which are twice as much output again, so I'm guessing once we start building these assemblers, they are going to be massively power hungry, I'm guessing. Not to mention the with the overheating on the cores as well. So I suspect these are going to force us to upgrade the cores to even higher levels to accommodate, I think. And then this one is going to be annoying because not really interested in those. Kind of interested in those, but more as a novelty, nothing really practical. It's honestly 3 wide is hard enough to click on sometimes. And we know they're kind of broken as well at the moment, so it's like, eh. But we need to get through both of those, so we need to get through 2 levels here. And then we get the super fast level 3 rails. And that's going to be very shiny for things like our ammo distribution. Then we can get the multi-storage unit, which will help with my combined receiving towers, where we put at the new one we built earlier. And then finally the one we were just talking about, the expandable box, which I think is very interesting and does have niche use, but still will be very, very helpful in all, I believe. And look at that, we're getting close. So we'll soon have access to large storage boxes. Yay. You want the V3 rails? Yeah, they're going to be so helpful. Especially with some of these long distance hauls. Because obviously, you know, for anyone not keeping up with it, it's the reason I have a buffer, like where a thing is produced, and then another buffer, like if it's produced and then shipped a long way, and then I have another buffer. Well, it's that second buffer before the item is used, which can be key. Like, I probably should have built one for where we have the sulfur coming in for that last one we did, but it's not going to be a high running item after its initial run, so it's not a critical path for me. But yeah, because the idea is you have that buffer at the receiving end of a long line, so that when the machine starts pulling, it will start pulling out of the buffer, and the buffer will immediately request refill stock from the source. So, as long as you've got enough material in that receiving buffer to keep the machine running until the resupply starts to reach it, then it's all good, you know? But where that doesn't occur, if it takes too long because it's too far away, or it's been split up in too many different directions and you don't get all of it, well, that's where the high-speed rails can help expedite the process. I was trying to think why I ended up with a few of those in my inventory, but of course, because we got rid of the second machine that we had for a while, playing catch-up. Yes, just after a wave, we had a very successful raid on the base as well, so very pleased with that. Yes, I think now with that and being well over 9 hours in, I think that's a good point to call it a day. So let's put that away. Let's release the tails with a bit of magic. There we go. And I'm still being illuminated by the game. Hold on. Hold on. With that one. There we are. Yay! Back to normal. Been a good day? I'm glad you think so. I think it's been a good day. I have very much enjoyed myself. So I hope you guys have as well. I know these games aren't necessarily to everyone's taste, and we do normally focus a bit more on our RPGs and things, but, you know, I think this is still a big thing for, you know, a lot of us in the community, and so it is nice. Absolutely, I don't think there's something that we stream every day, but yeah, it's good to mix things up now and again, and I think it's really nice with these games to do a little occasional check-in, like today being 100 hours into the playthrough, you know, everything that's changed and evolved from when we started, the stuff that's been learned, you know. I think it makes it a lot more poignant then for us, you know. Otherwise, you know, if we were playing this every day, for example, and it was mostly just me building and building and building and then going and doing some exploring and then building and building and building. I mean, it's good because it's kind of a nothing thing and we can just chat and everything in the background, but I know for a lot of people it's not the most invigorating stuff to watch, so for those of you who have stuck with me for the last 9.25 hours, thank you very, very much. And to all the new friendos who have found us today, it's been lovely meeting you all. It's been lovely to get to know all of you and your experiences with the game as well, so I hope we'll see more of you around as well. And if anyone does want to hang out more, don't forget you can join us on the Cozy Den Discord, check out the book readings channel on the secondary Team Red channel if you want some arguably maybe ASMR kind of ish. Not the weird kind, but, you know, proper easy listening, help you sleep kind. I do have my book readings channel that you can enjoy, so help yourselves to that as well. But yes, if we want to hang out, do hope to see some of you around on Discord in the meantime. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you guys back tomorrow, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. But that is all for today, so thank you again, everyone, and enjoy your day, whatever you end up doing with the rest of it. Good EPs if it is that time for you as well. But have fun, stay safe, stay warm and cozy, and I will see you all soon. Yes, good night now, guys. Good night. Good night.